My postcard today is from one of the most famous places for China outside China. We're in Coalport, in the county of Shropshire. Now, there looks to be twigs growing out of the top of that firing kiln there, Ruth.
Yes.
And that's what it was, wasn't it?
That was a bottle oven, yes. That's where all the pots were fired once they'd been made.
Where did Coalport come from? I mean, I know we're in Coalport, but I mean, how was it founded? Where did it all begin?
Well, it actually began just a little bit up the River Severn from here at Carfley. And the gentleman who formed this factory in 1796 served his apprenticeship there, came down the River Severn and formed these works.
So it could have been Carfley rather than Coalport?
It could have been Carfley. No, I mean, that's an antecedent to this factory.
Right. But Coalport, was there actually a port here then called Coalport, or was it actually founded on the basis that he came and set up his work and we've got a load of coal there, for instance?
We have indeed.
Is that how he got its name?
It is. There was nothing here when John Rose arrived, and we have a lovely report by William Reynolds, who came here, and Telford came here, and they said nothing existed until William Reynolds came and set up Coalport, brought the canal, brought the housing, lots of industry to this area, and then the name was attached to it.
So it's now become Coalport. Just run us through all of these buildings that we can see here, which is obviously part of the original works, presumably.
Absolutely. We're now standing in what was the heart of the Coalport factory. They obviously have different uses today, but originally we have the Saga makers to my left, where the boxes were made in which the items are fired. We've got an archaeology room, we've got a pottery here, where people are throwing and producing pots. And obviously we have the two imposing bottle kilns.
And is that what they were originally for, the pottery workshop there?
That was a biscuit scouring room, where once the kilns had been emptied, they were brought into that workshop, and women were employed to remove any blemishes or bits that were on them.
Well, seconds, so to speak. They could have become otherwise, could they?
They could certainly otherwise.
If those women hadn't got rid of the blemishes.
Absolutely.
And that's now a Saga maker's workshop. What was it originally?
That was originally a Saga maker's workshop.
So that stayed as it was?
Yes.
Yeah. And what about that building in front of the big kiln there?
Well, the ground floor of that was a handle placing room. So that was devoted entirely to the putting on of handles onto cups, presumably, mainly cups. They also had some decorating taking place on the top floor, so the windows are where painters would have worked.
And what about this round building here with the little window?
That was a kiln, and what has happened there is it has collapsed over the years. It was built in about 1905. It collapsed, and the museum has subsequently rebuilt part of it.
We've got the River Severn there, we've got a little cut along here. Was that part of the cooling down process, so that little piece of water there?
No, that's the canal where coal was brought in and wares were sent down the canal to be transported into the river, or to be transferred to the river.
And where do most of your coal come from? All over England and Wales?
Most of it's local. Most of it came up from Rockwoodine or the hills just behind Bliss Hill.
Oh right, so Shropshire coal.
Yes, that was one of the reasons it was sited here.
Well, we're by this little cut now, Ruth, the canal, as you was telling us about,
yes,
which brought the coal and stuff in. What are these buildings here behind?
They have now been converted to, on the left-hand side, a youth hostel, and the museum entrance on the right-hand side.
What were they originally?
That was the first set of buildings to appear on the site, because there were, in fact, two brothers working here in the early years of the factory's existence, and they, as I say, were the earliest buildings on the site. Bell Tower on top is what used to summon the workforce to work.
And how many people are actually here working at its heyday?
At its heyday, just under 500.
Right.
We know from the census in 1851 there were nearly 500.
And what was the peculiarity about Coalport China that made it such a hit?
Partly the diversity of what was produced. Coalport, throughout its history, has produced some absolutely wonderful pieces. Not really until the 1840s do you get pieces that are distinctly Coalport. They were famous for copying Sèvres, copying the German factories, but really the diversity of what was produced.
Well, I had these little Coalport cottages, which I love, and I gather they don't make them anymore.
No, they don't. They stopped making those about 3 years ago.
Oh, right. My lady in Lytham was right then when she told me
She was
that.
indeed.
So what's happened now then? Is there any of the original Coalport there? I mean, are you holding something here that's the old stuff or new stuff?
No, this was commissioned by the museum about 5 years ago, and it's based on an historic shape. It's actually based on a Carfley shape rather than a Coalport, but from its use at Carfley in the 1780s, it then went into production at Coalport and has subsequently been commissioned by the museum.
So do they make any Coalport now, apart from this particular commission you've made?
Yes, certainly. I mean, Coalport still exists. It's part of the Wedgwood group.
Oh, famous China
Famous indeed,
pottery.
yes.
Yeah, famous. And you've got on there the Iron Bridge.
Yes, that was, as you know, erected in 1779, the world's first cast iron bridge.
It's got the world's first cast iron bridge near Coalbrookdale. So is Coalbrookdale a place?
Yes, that's about 3-4 miles up the river.
So we've got Coalbrookdale, we've got Coalport, we've got Iron Bridge. I'm getting confused with all these little places around here.
But they're all lovely and they're all linked, of course, by the river.
That's right, so the River Severn. So Coalbrookdale is sort of the most important place?
Probably.
Yeah. Now, this is not your typical Shropshire house. In fact, it was built by a Mr. Davis for his bride, Miss Fox, and they saw a smaller version of this house on the Thames near Windsor. She loved it so much, he went back, got the plans, and built something even bigger. Now it belongs to these two. And poor old souls, they're going to take me in for the night. Thank you very much.
Russell.
June,
Pleased to meet
Derek,
you.
in you go. Let's get some food going.